is the score right now, as we'll go live over on Sportscaster on YouTube for this broadcast. So here we have it, joint in progress right now, 9-7 the score, everybody. Big thank you to everyone who tuned in for Florida State versus Virginia. That game just ended a couple moments ago, and now we're back for the second game of the doubleheader tonight with number 9 ranked Duke taking on Pittsburgh right now in the second game of the ACC. 13:39 left to go in the first half. Looks like it's a kicked ball violation on the court, and looks like we're going to take our first TV timeout as we're back here right after these commercial messages. So we just joined this game right now in progress. 9-7 is the score with number 9 Duke taking on Pittsburgh in this matchup right now. Hey, welcome in everyone on the channel right now. Ryan, thanks so much for dropping by once again. Hayden, welcome in once again. Alex, welcome into the broadcast. I appreciate it here. Don't forget, everybody, hit the likes, hit the subs, as I'll be calling play-by-play of this game tonight. Big thank you to everyone who just saw number 5 Florida State. They just went down in the last game against Virginia. Virginia just got a huge win to get right back into the NCAA at-large tournament picture for the Cavaliers. Scoreboard update right now from college basketball. Number 8 Villanova beat St. John's 79-59. The last game that I just called, Virginia won. So Virginia won that game 61-56 against number 5 Florida State. And welcome back, Ken, from Fun NBA Toys. Join us and sub. I appreciate it, Ken, for stopping by once again. But yeah, Virginia came in with an upset and won 61-56. They played a bunch of close games this season, but they were able to get the W tonight. How about this? Number 17 Auburn out to a terrible start tonight for Auburn, losing against Ole Miss. 12-2. Ole Miss is winning number 17 ranked Auburn right now. So keep an eye on that score update and update you guys throughout that score tonight. Number 16 Butler just tipped off against Georgetown, scores 7-6 in that game. In this one, we have 13:39 left to go on the clock in the first half, and Duke leads it 9-7. Yep, still 23 subs for 1K. It looks like there was nobody new from the last stream here. We'll see if we can get anybody new from this game as well. Number 25 Rutgers beating Purdue 46-33. So those are a couple of scores. What's going on right now throughout college basketball is, at the moment, we're just on break, and we'll head right back to the stream in a few minutes. Box score update here. Justin Champagnie leading scorer tonight for Pittsburgh with 3 points for the Duke Blue Devils. Leading scorer right out of the gate, 7 points by the big man, Vernon Carey Jr. for the center for the Duke Blue Devils. Scoreboard update for the NBA. We'll see what's going on. Celtics lead the Heat at halftime, 53-48. Hey, welcome in, Maddie. Thanks so much for stopping by on the broadcast. I appreciate it. Phoenix Suns up against the Dallas Mavericks, 38-30 right now. Grizzlies lead the Nuggets 67-52. And the Pelicans up against the Cavaliers 101-90. 76ers trying to close it out. They're up against Golden State 115-102. Right now we're just on break. We're going to head right back in here. Hey, welcome in, Didi, once again. Thanks so much for stopping by again. All right, so here we have it. We're going to get ready to go right back to action here. Yes, so Celtics up against the Heat 53-48 at halftime. Thanks so much for the update. I appreciate it. All right, we're back to action here. Pittsburgh going to inbound the basketball. Yeah, we're almost at 1K, everybody. We'll see how this stream goes tonight here. Pittsburgh, where the basketball in the inbound. Yup, Ole Miss is just crushing Auburn right now. 15-2 now the score. So they must have just had a three-point shot. Pittsburgh with the ball left wing. Xavier Johnson swings it back over to the top of the key now. 2-point ball game, 13-20 left to go in the first half. Pittsburgh puts up a shot right baseline. It goes up and in for 2. Ties this game up at 9. Hey, welcome back, Patrick. Thanks so much for stopping by once again here tonight. I appreciate it. Duke with the basketball. Left elbow into the hands of Matthew Hurt. Matthew Hurt now hands off the basketball to the left wing of the perimeter. Trey Jones has it. Jones now dribbles at the left wing, swings it back out to the left corner. Matthew Hurt with the basketball. Hurt, dribble drive, left baseline, floats up the shot. This one off the back iron. No good. And that will be a foul committed by Pittsburgh, sending Duke to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 13 minutes remaining in the first half. Alex putting out his VCU Rams beat the Richmond Spiders. Yeah, they killed them tonight, 87-68. That's going to be a huge matchup on Friday night. I'm a URI fan, by the way. I'm up in this neck of the woods in Massachusetts, right down the road from Rhode Island. But that's going to be a huge game. VCU against URI, Rams versus Rams on Saturday, or on Friday night at the Ryan Center. First shot, no good at the free throw line by Jack White. Second shot, he misses that one as well. Rebounded, ball pinwheels around, rebound by Duke. Offensive board. Oh, nice backdoor cut, and they missed the slam dunk. Duke tried to go right there with a backdoor cut. It was a nice pass, I think, Trey Jones to Alex O'Connell. O'Connell just couldn't dunk it at the right baseline. That would have been insane right there if he had been able to do so. But 21 for Pittsburgh. Terrell Brown coming up with a block. 9-9 to score. Pittsburgh gets the basketball back since he missed the slam dunk and the ball went out of bounds. Pitt has it, dribbles past the half-court logo. Xavier Johnson swings it over to the left wing. Into the hands of Eric Hamilton. Passes back out on top. Justin Champagny hands this one off now over to his teammate. Low post for Pittsburgh, and now they swing it back out to the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Hey, welcome in, Chase. Thanks so much for stopping by once again. Pittsburgh puts up a three, left corner, and they hit it. That one is good. They lead at 12-9. 12:15 left to go in the first half right now. Duke with the basketball. Pittsburgh has a pretty good record. It's just they haven't had a winning record. They're not having a winning record right now in the ACC. They can get to 500 if they do win this one. 12-9 to score. They're able to stay with Duke, so that's been huge. By the way, Miami was crushing Virginia Tech at halftime, and I was shocked to hear that. Yeah, so Auburn's losing to Mississippi State 15-2. 12-9 to score. Duke will inbound it right now with 12 minutes left to go. When's my next stream? Is that what Fun NBA Toys is saying here? I believe I'll be back on tomorrow. I think it's going to be LSU against Alabama. LSU, I feel like, should be ranked much higher. They shouldn't be 22. They should be more 16, 17, in my opinion. Duke going in low post. They put it up and in off the backboard as the shot counts for two with 11:58 left to go. And it'll go to the free throw line right after these commercial messages. So right now, we're just on break, and we'll head right back into this game. If anybody's new on the channel, don't forget, drop the like, hit the subs here, as I call play-by-play basketball, as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Alright, so right now, we're just on this, break, and then we'll get right back to the game. Hey, welcome in, Josh. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. 15-3. Ole Miss is leading against Auburn, and they're halfway through the first half. Auburn has three points total, and the score is actually 16-3. 3 points total, and it's 10:30 left to go in the first half. Wow. So that's a scoreboard update for everybody right now as we're just on break. Gonna head right back over to this matchup in just a couple moments, everyone. Pittsburgh staying right there, though, as they actually have the lead. This Pittsburgh Panthers team, they beat Florida State in their season opener. November 6th, they won against Florida State 63-61. Virginia just got back into the whole tournament conversation thing, by the way, tonight with a big win against number 5 Florida State. Hey, welcome on Sportscaster, Texas Gal 3394, Winky Face 101. Thanks so much for stopping by on Sportscaster. Fun NBA Toys will be taking a break from typing, no problem. Yeah, this Duke team, from like other Duke teams in the past, it doesn't really catch my eye from like other Duke teams in the past that I have seen. It's just the problems defensively has been a problem against Clemson, allowing Clemson to shoot the basketball at high 50s from the floor. They did it against Louisville as well. It's just those back-to-back losses that they had. It's just the defense just wasn't there in general for Duke, and they get Pittsburgh this year has actually been pretty good as far as playing defense or so for Pittsburgh. So that's one of the things they've been thriving in. Top 30 in the nation for Pittsburgh and least amount of points allowed there. Pittsburgh's had a couple really bad losses, though. Lost against Nicholls State, 75-70. They lost against Wake Forest, lost at Miami. But they also have pretty good wins as well. One against Florida State, one against Rutgers by 11. So this team has been a little bit confusing trying to get a handle on this. Would put them with a good win up there, a win against Duke. Yeah, so Alex putting here, speaking of VCU, Rhode Island, if VCU wins that game and Duquesne loses to Dayton tomorrow, VCU will become second in the Atlantic 10. Yeah, that is a tight conference there. I feel like the Atlantic 10 is like much better than like people think what the conference is, but it's just tight up at the top there. Dayton is the clear number 1. We're trying to get who is number 2 in the conference. Duquesne went down last week against Rhode Island, so it's clearly not Duquesne. And then Duquesne lost to UMass as well. It's either between VCU and Rhode Island for number 2, and then if they can get a third team in the tournament, that's the question. It's up for grabs still. Rhode Island, Richmond, St. Louis. It all depends who the third team will be in the tournament. I see that they're going to get 3 bids, I believe. In my opinion, I think they're going to get 3 bids. 12-11 to score, 11:50 left to go in the first half as we're back to action. Pittsburgh with the basketball, dribbling at the right wing of the perimeter. Now they put it back out on top now for the Panthers. Panthers have it at the 3-point perimeter. They make their move now inside. Low post for Pittsburgh. Bounce pass to the low post. That shot's blocked. Duke with the basketball coming back in transition. They have it with 11:30 left to go in the first half. Puts up a floater on the key. No good. Hits the back iron. And the rebound by Pittsburgh. Pitt with the ball now. 11:25 left to go in the first half on this possession. They have it at the left baseline. Pass it inside. Ball stolen away by Duke. Duke now with the ball, swings it over to the right corner perimeter. Passes it back to the right wing. Lob pass into the lane. They put up the shot. This one with a lot of contact, and it's going to be a whistle and a foul in the court. It'd be nice if this double box could go away so I can actually see the basketball game a whole lot clearer. They have a double box right now on the stream interviewing the Pittsburgh head coach right now in the second box. Looks like Vernon Carey Jr. is going to shoot shots at the free throw line now. They actually made the bucket up and in the key. So 13-12 is the score. Vernon Carey Jr. trying to complete a 3-point play at the line with 11 minutes and 11 seconds left to go in the first half. Now we get the full screen. So now the view is much better. The shot's up, no good, hits the back iron, battle for the rebound, and Duke gets the offensive board. They try to set it up again, pass it back out on top, into the hands of Goldwire. Goldwire now with the basketball, top of the key, dribbling towards the left wing. Jordan Goldwire swings it over to Trey Jones. Trey Jones back over to Goldwire. Goldwire, lob pass to Carey, back over to Jones, takes the 3, the left wing's up, no good, hits the back iron, ball tipped around, and rebounded finally by Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh with numbers on the transition, going into the lane, puts it up and in, off the backboard, it counts for 2. 14-13, the Panthers up by 1 in this game. Make sure to drop the like, hit the sub, as I call play-by-play basketball action on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Didn't take too long for Duke to score. 15-14 off the Duke bucket. 10.5 left to go in the first half. Duke with the basketball, dribbling past the half-court logo. And now it goes in. Pittsburgh gets the basketball right off the steal. Pittsburgh with it now. Top of the key for Pittsburgh as they set up their offense. They have it, bounce pass, low post. They take the jumper. This one is up, no good. Hits the back iron, rebound Duke. 1-point lead now by the Blue Devils. They dribble past the half-court logo to the right wing of the perimeter into the hands of Trey Jones. Trey Jones bounce pass right baseline to the hands of Vernon Carey. Carey gets the ball tipped away, out of bounds, and his last touch by Carey at Duke. So Pittsburgh will get it back with 10 minutes remaining here in the first half. 15-14 to score. Vaughn in the chat right now, I think there will be no championship winner for the Chinese Basketball League. Yeah, it doesn't look too promising this season for the Chinese Basketball League, given the conditions at the moment right now in the country of China to even be playing basketball. Pittsburgh, down by 1. They have it at the top of the key. Into the hands of number 5, Audice Tony. Tony putting it up to his teammate, missed the slam dunk. They get the offensive rebound. They put the shot back up and in. It goes up and in off the backboard for 2. Back and forth, back and forth. 9:30 left remaining. Pittsburgh up by 1. Duke with the basketball. They have it at the right wing of the 3-point perimeter for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils swing it back, top of the key, dish it out to the low post here to Carey. Carey moves it back to the left wing. Jordan Goldwire with the ball, takes a 3. This one is up, this one is good. Money on the trifecta right there by Jordan Goldwire. 18-16, Duke is up by 2. What is my next stream schedule? That's going to be tomorrow, I believe. LSU against Alabama. I believe it's at 7 o'clock. Pittsburgh with the basketball, dribble drive with the left hand. This one off the top of the iron, no good. They get the offensive rebound. Put it back out the top of the key, swings it over to the right wing perimeter. Pittsburgh takes a 3. This one hits the front rim, no good. Pinwheels around, rebound by Carey at Duke. Duke with the basketball. So tomorrow I play in the stream once again. 7 p.m. Eastern time, LSU against Alabama. Nice spin move, low post with a finger roll. Duke puts it up and then off the backboard for 2. 2016, 8:33 left to go on the clock. Timeout called on the court right now by Jeff Capel of Pittsburgh. So yeah, right now we're just on this a little bit of a short break right now with 8:33 left to go in the first half. Are we going to go right back to action or no? Actually, they're at the scorer's table, so we might not cut to actual TV timeout. (20-16) the score. 8:33 left to go in the first half. As they are talking right now over at the scorer's table about the last call on the court. Let's see what we saw here. I know Carey Jr. going inside with a right hand, just banked it up and in off the backboard for two. I don't know. I didn't see any follow there. Carey just clearly right into the lane, just blew by two defenders. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's where they're going to get Jeff Capel. So, yeah, looking at that replay just moments ago. Yeah, that's where it was. Coach touched the ref. Wow. So, he gets assessed with a technical. They assess Jeff Capel with a technical for Pittsburgh. So, after that layup by Carey, went... Let's see. Carey just splits two defenders, lays it up and in with the right hand. Oh, he comes over, touches the ref right there. So that's where they assess the technical to. So Jeff Capel with 8:30 remaining. They assess the technical foul to. It's too early on in the game to do that right now. Especially a road matchup. This game was back and forth, back and forth. Hey, welcome to Brayton. Thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yes, fun NBA toys. Love sports for sure. Oh, that was Trey Jones actually. Carey and Jones growing out the hair, looking like more like Carey's hair, but it is Trey Jones at the free throw line shooting the and one at the free throw line. That shot's up. That one's good. Yeah, that's a big oof right there. Jeff Capel of Pittsburgh touching the ref after Trey Jones scored. And Jones going to shoot another one here at the free throw line off the technical. This one is up. This one is good. 22-16 now the score. This game was a whole lot more closer than what has happened, though, the past couple of seconds or so on. Pittsburgh will inbound with 8.5 left to go. Trey Jones, 4 points, 3 assists so far for Duke. Pittsburgh drills this ball past the half-court logo now. They have it at the left wing perimeter, hands it off into the hands of Trey McGowan. McGowan's now for the Panthers with the basketball. Moves towards the left wing, looking to pass it. He looks towards his left, hands it off to his teammates. Into the hands of Xavier Johnson, back over to McGowan. McGowan swings it over, right wing perimeter. Dribble drive, right baseline. Pittsburgh puts up the shot. This one up and in. Off the backboard. It's going to count for a 2-point bucket. 22-18 now the score. 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Duke with the basketball. They have it dribbling at the left wing of the 3-point perimeter for the Blue Devils. They make the move now, free throw circle, dribble drive. Low post inside, and that'll be an offensive foul called by Duke as the basketball goes back to Pittsburgh. Cassius Stanley ramming right there into a Pittsburgh defender into the lane, and we'll go to a TV timeout right now on the court. The score being 22-18 as Duke is up by 4 with 7:52 left to go. So we'll get right back here on the chat in just a moment. Let's see what we got here. If China has that virus in March and Ladies Golf Tour has to get postponed for the tournament for the later date. Yeah, that's unfortunate that they're going to have to be postponing sports. And hopefully nothing comes to be brought about here that's like anything serious, that once the athletes catch it, then they're going to have to stop professional sports from happening. It's terrible. It's terrible if this whole just virus spreads. So right now we're just on stoppage in time on break. We'll head right back to action in a couple moments. Wow, thanks so much for the update there, DD. Ole Miss crushing Auburn early, 22-10. Wow. with 7:05 left to go in the first half. Awesome. Thanks so much for the update there. Let's see what else we got. Rutgers still holding on to a lead against Purdue, 51-43. This game is close, 22-18, 7:52 left to go in the first half. Close game between Georgetown and Butler, 18-16. 22-11, Ole Miss leading Auburn right now. Hey, welcome in, Ty Sparks. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping by here. And then the game I called earlier, Virginia beat Florida State, 61-56. Villanova looking good. They beat St. John's by 20 earlier tonight. Let me see. I'm just going to go to Division I because there was a couple of games. Florida lost that game. Miami leading Virginia Tech. Hey, no problem with the autocorrect. Georgia crushing Missouri right now, 46-30. Texas A&M beat Tennessee. That's a problem there. Tennessee was one of those teams in the bubble. That's not a helper out for Tennessee. So Texas A&M beat Tennessee today, and that game was at home for Tennessee. Florida lost against Mississippi State 78-71, so that's just another bad performance for Florida that I just can't get them this year. They were so hyped up to be like a really good, solid program this season. Top 5 team, in my opinion. And just unfortunate this year for the Florida Gators. Hey, welcome on the channel. YVNG Praisey, thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you're new on the channel, hit the like, hit the sub, as I call play-by-play here, basketball action behind the arc basketball on YouTube. College basketball, March Madness tournament, NBA. Yes, Florida lost to Mississippi State. Florida's been a complete seesaw so far this season. So this is only a 4-point game now, everyone. Let me know down in the chat who you want to win in this one. If you're a Duke fan or a Pittsburgh fan, let me know if you're new to the channel. Here we have it, back to action. Pittsburgh with the basketball, trailing by 4, 7:40 left to go in the first half. They have it left wing perimeter. Into the hands of Trey McGowan's left baseline dribble. McGowan's forces up the shot. He gets fouled with 7:40 left to go and 2 shots coming up at the free throw line. $7:40 left to go. 4-point ball game right now. First shot by Pittsburgh. It is up. It is good. And it's a 3-point ball game. Ty is always happy when Duke loses. Second shot. This one's up. This one is through. This Duke team, in my opinion, doesn't look as strong as like the past year's Duke teams. This one, I don't think they're going to be out in the first round, but I can see them being out in the second round of the tournament. Duke with the basketball at the left wing perimeter. Trey Jones now has it back on top at the top of the key. Moving towards his left, double team here. As he passes it over to the left corner. Open at the left corner, passing over to the free throw circle. Jumper taken off the back iron, no good on the shot by Joey Baker. They had the offensive rebound for a second for Duke. He got tipped out of bounds with 7:11 left to go on the clock, and I believe Duke will get the basketball right back. I have to say, Kentucky is improving. Like, each and every game I see them, they're improving. If they can stay that consistent and just don't suffer any more bad losses next year, they're going to be a tough out in the tournament. Duke going up inside right there. They put the shot up and in off the backboard. It counts for 2. 24-20, 6:50 left to go in the first half. Pittsburgh with a basketball. They have it at the right wing, making their move inside with a floater. This one is up. This one is not going to count. Pittsburgh got the shot, but Duke comes in the key, and they take the charge in the low post, and Duke will get the basketball back with 6:47 remaining. Yeah, I was shocked that Duke didn't win the national title last year. I had put UNC against Duke in the national title game. UNC was basically like all seniors almost last year, and Duke, like, how could anybody beat Zion and RJ and Cam and Trey Jones? Well, Michigan State was able to find a way to do it. This jumper in the key off the mark, off the back iron by Pittsburgh, but they get fouled, and Xavier Johnson going to shoot 2 at the free throw line. 24-20 to score, 6:27 left to go in the first half. Pittsburgh shooting 2 at the line. That shot's up. That shot's good. With Duke, the problem with Duke is the defense. They struggled against Louisville. struggled against Clemson. Both of those teams shot the ball at 50% from the floor. And tonight, once again, they're struggling, as this game is a close game, 24-21. Second shot, no good by Pittsburgh at the free throw line. And Duke has the basketball. Top of the key, swings over to Jack White. Jack White passes over. Ball's tipped up in the air, and Pittsburgh gets the basketball off the steal. They pass it now. At the right baseline, they dribble inside the low post, and Pittsburgh gets fouled once again. Duke taking way too many fouls right now. Eight fouls picked up by Pittsburgh. Duke with 6. 6:10 left to go in the first half. Actually, but I thought, yeah, they're going to say it's going to be offensive before. So offensive before, actually, by Pittsburgh. Ball goes back to Duke. Duke with the basketball. They have it at the left wing. Open three. Wide open. They take it. They hit it down. Just like that. They hit down the triple with Jordan Goldwire's 27-21. Pitt with the basketball. This game is still close. If Duke can stop Pittsburgh and play some defense, then they can keep on playing like they did against Miami. This team's going to be a whole lot different, in my opinion, to the tournament. But Pittsburgh misses a shot. They try to get the offensive board. Ball tipped around, and last touched out of bounds by Pitt. So Duke will get it back here with a 6-point lead. I feel like Kentucky and Louisville, for both of those teams to make like a deep run. Number one, Louisville needs to get like a deeper bench scoring. If they can get David Johnson like they did against Duke, then that team's going to be a tough out in the tournament. If they can get David Johnson going. Jack White with the basketball. Top of the key. They take a three. This one is up. This one is money. Wow, now they're hitting triples. 30-21 to score. With 5:13 left to go. Duke is hitting three-point shots just like last week against Miami. If they do that, and if they play defense like they did against Miami, then they're going to be dangerous. But if they play like their old self and play like they did against Clemson and Louisville, then they're going to be out probably in the second round. So still got like quite a while to determine on Duke right now, as they hit a big clutch three-point shot. 30-21 to score. We'll be back right after these messages. But yeah, the fault that I see in Louisville though is the bench scoring. The bench scoring needs needs a good score, and that's where they were able to tap into some of that with David Johnson in that game that they beat Duke in. If they could get more of him and more from the bench when Jordan Nwora isn't there that day, if Jordan Nwora has an off game and nobody produces, that's the problem there for Louisville. For Kentucky, where I see Kentucky struggling is in their schedule where the dud games are that they point out. Games that you should be able to roll over to opponent, just like South Carolina. South Carolina was one of those games, and Kentucky lost that one. So it's confusing. Like games they should win that they haven't been able to close out. That's the only thing. 5 minutes left to go in the first half. We're back to action. 9-point lead. Pittsburgh with the basketball, top of the key. As that is a miscommunication on the pass. It goes out of bounds at the left baseline, and it's a turnover by Pitt as Duke will get back the basketball with 5 minutes. Will I watch the Hong Kong Marathon? Probably not, Vaughn. They're not going to have it this season. They're not going to have it. Jordan Goldwire swings it over right wing perimeter. As that is Trey Jones with the basketball. Jones now dribbling at the top of the free throw circle. Takes a jumper. This one is up. This one is good. Now Duke is getting hot. This team's going to be tough to stop if they get hot like this. 32-21, 4:40 left remaining. Pittsburgh with the ball. Don't forget, drop the like, hit the sub as I call play-by-play basketball action behind New York Basketball on YouTube. Pittsburgh has it. Dribbling now at the free throw circle. Shot fake. They're looking to pass it back outside. They do to the right corner. Takes a three. This one is up. No good. Hit the front rim. Rebound by Duke. But Duke stepped out of bounds with the basketball, so Pitt will get it back. So Pitt gets back the basketball here. 4:25 left to go in the first half as they'll inbound it in just a moment. Pitt to inbound the basketball. They do at the top of the key. They swing it back out into the hands of Xavier Johnson. Oh, nice pass. Low post, puts up the shot. Too high off the backboard. Offensive rebound. Goes up and in, though, for two right there by Pittsburgh. 9-point ball game. Duke with the ball. 4:10 left to go in the first half. Blue Devils have it top of the key. Jordan Goldwire. Looking around to pass it someplace. He does. Swings it back out to Trey Jones. Passes over to Carey. Left baseline. Carey. Left baseline. Dribble. Swings it back out to the right wing perimeter. Matthew Hurt. Dribble drive low post. Dish it back outside to Jack White. Jack White takes a three. It's up. It's good. They get dangerous when they hit three-point shots like that. Jack White wasn't able to do that often last season. 35-23, 3:40 left to go in the first half. Pittsburgh with the ball now, taking it past the half-court logo. Duke has knocked down 5 3-point shots. Dribble drive, lob over the top right there. Pittsburgh can't get the alley-oop to get fouled. And it stops the clock with 3:30 left to go. Alright, so we'll get right back here in just a moment, everyone. Make sure, drop the like, hit the subs in the channel as I call play-by-play of college basketball here, March Madness, NBA, over on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Scoreboard update, what's going on throughout the NBA tonight. I'll update you guys with the scores now since we're on a stoppage in time here. Celtics lead the Heat at the end of the third quarter. Scores 80-76. Gordon Hayward with 23 points tonight for the Celtics. Suns lead the Mavericks at halftime, 60-55. The score in that game. Grizzlies lead against the Denver Nuggets tonight, 89-72. Bucks up against the Wizards, 110-97. Chris Middleton dropping down 38 tonight for Milwaukee so far. They're still in the third quarter, by the way, in that game with 1:55 left to go in the third. Raptors up against the Hawks tonight, 119-94 to score. Serge Ibaka with a double-double, 21 points, 10 rebounds. And Pelicans up against the Cavaliers, 124-109. Von putting here in the KHL, which is the hockey league in Russia. They have a team in China. That is a long plane ride. Wow. So they have a team in China playing in the KHL against Russian teams. Man, I would be shocked if that Chinese team actually has a good record. Taking on teams from Russia, I doubt that they have a good record. If they're traveling that far for all their away games, that's a ton of miles on them. Wow. Thanks so much for the update, DD. Ole Miss crushing Auburn. 28-13 is the score. We'll take a look now. Top 25 for college basketball. What we got. Talk about Butler. This team is dropping down. Just a total cliff they have taken past week and a half or so. Georgetown leading Butler 35-24 to score. Butler fell all the way back from being a top 8 team last week all the way to number 16 this week. Yeah, Auburn getting crushed by Ole Miss. 35-17 is the score now. Oh my gosh. 35-17, 123 left to go in the first half. Auburn just getting destroyed at Ole Miss. Ole Miss, by the way, is 1-5 in the SEC. Let's see what we got. Other games going on tonight, college basketball. Number 25, Rutgers trying to pull it out with 6 minutes remaining against Purdue. 59-52. We'll be back right into this game in a couple moments. Wow, that game's over on ESPNU, and Auburn is just getting crushed. Not even close against Ole Miss, which is the very, very bottom of the SEC conference. That is like the very bottom. Tennessee lost against Texas A&M today. Texas A&M was towards that bottom. But Ole Miss was at the bottom with Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt, Missouri, they were all at the bottom there in the conference. Awesome. So DD will give an update at halftime. Awesome. I appreciate it. 35-23, 3:30 left to go before halftime here. Shots coming up at the free throw line by Pittsburgh. This is number 11, Justin Champagnie at the free throw line. First shot is up. First shot is good. Second shot by Champagnie here for Pittsburgh at the free throw line. I'm glad this one isn't a blowout like last week. That game was like a 20-point game in the first like 7 or 8 minutes. Second shot, that one's good. 10-point game here though. Duke with the ball as they'll take this one past the half-court logo with Jordan Goldwire. Swings it over to Trey Jones. If you're new on the channel, make sure to hit the like, hit the sub as I call play-by-play basketball action as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. They swing it over to Goldwire, back over to Trey Jones. Lob pass over to top, carry. Dish it back out. Top of the key here, Trey Jones. Back over to move the basketball. Right corner shot fake, Matthew Hurt. Right baseline with it. Bounce pass over to Carey. Two-handed jam right there by Verdon Carey Jr. Up and in for 2. 37-25, under 3 left to go in the first half. Pitt with the ball. Carey already with 13 tonight. Pittsburgh has it right wing perimeter. Xavier Johnson hands it off to his teammate. Swings it over now to Trey McGowens. McGowens with the basketball. Passes inside. Low post on the backdoor cut, and Pittsburgh gets fouled, and they'll go back to the free throw line to shoot 2. And Hayden is tired. Yeah, if you're tired, man, feel free to just go to bed for the night if you're at home. if you're not out any place, just if you're like in your bedroom, just go to bed if you're tired. 2 shots going up at the free throw line now by Pittsburgh. Odess Tony misses the first one, hits the second one. 37. Oh, so yeah, he actually put it up and in off the backboard to complete the 3-point play. So that was 37-28 is the score right now. Duke with the basketball, takes the jumper. This one's up, no good. Rebound Pittsburgh. 8-point game. Pelicans just beat the Cavaliers 125-111. Pittsburgh swings it back out to the left wing, 3-point perimeter. Into the hands of Trey McGowan. McGowan's dribble drive. Low post, floats up the shot, no good. Ball tipped around, rebound Duke. Duke will set it up here with the basketball. It is Trey Jones. Swings it back over to the left corner. Open 3. Wide open money. Dropping down the triple right there for Duke as that one goes down, as that is Jack White with 2 minutes left to go in the first half. 40-28 to score. Pittsburgh with the basketball. Jack White 2 for 2 from downtown. 6 points so far. Pitt has it into the hands of Trey McGowan. McGowan dribbles towards the left. Hands it off to Xavier Johnson. Top of the key for Johnson with the basketball. As he dishes this one. Oh, nice pass inside. Low post. They couldn't convert on it there with the low post man, Justin Champagny, as he missed the shot. Rebound by Duke. Duke with the basketball. Left wing perimeter. Swings it back out on top now. Into the hands of Trey Jones. Jones here with 1:30 left to go. Jones holding on to the ball. Ole Miss leading Auburn at halftime. Crushing them right now. 37-20. I appreciate it with the update right there, DD. 37-20 at halftime. Jumper in the key. Hits the front rim. No good. Rebound by Pitt. Pitt, full court pass right ahead of the pack right there. Going in for the right baseline. They can't get it. Gets blocked. Offensive rebound. They put it up and in off the backboard as that one's good for 2. 40-30 now the score. 1:06 left to go. Hey, welcome back here, Cole. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for stopping by once again. Duke with the ball. Under a minute left to go before half. Oh, that is awesome. Ryan's new video is 7 views and 6 likes. That is weird. If it's got 7 views and 8 likes, I'm saying the same thing about that. Duke takes a 3-point shot. They hit it. 43-30 to score. 40 seconds left to go before half. Jordan Goldwire just hit the 3. Pittsburgh dribble drive. Low post inside. They get fouled. Inside the low post. Stops the clock with 38 seconds. That's awesome. So, 9 views for Ryan's video just posted. Let's see. I'll update you guys in the scoring, leading scores of this game right now. Let's see what we got. Leading scores, we'll go over Duke's first. 13 points by Vernon Carey Jr. Carey with 13 tonight. He's also got 8 rebounds already in this game at the moment. And then 9 points by Jordan Goldwire and Trey Jones also with 9. And for Pittsburgh, leading scorer at the moment is Justin Champagny. He's got 9 points. First shot, the free throw line by Pittsburgh. It's up. It's good. 43-31 the score. Second shot coming up here in just a moment. This one at the line. This one's up. This one is good. 43-32 now the score. 38 seconds left to go in the first half. Duke with the ball. They'll dribble past the half-court logo. Bounce pass into the hands of Trey Jones. As we got a 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock right now. Shot clock down to 15, game clock down to 22. They swing it out to the left. Oh, nice pass. Carey finding Goldwire with a layup off the backdoor cut baseline. It's up and good off the backboard for 2. That was a nice pass by Vernon Carey Jr. No-look pass at the left elbow to a cutting Goldwire at the left baseline to the bucket. Pittsburgh with the basketball, dribble drive. Oh, nice floater going up and in right there by Pittsburgh for a 2-point shot. Right at the horn as we're at halftime here. 45-34 at halftime. This game was a whole lot closer. That foul really just wrecked it for Pittsburgh earlier. The technical foul was just a killer there for Pittsburgh. This game would be single digits right now if it wasn't for that technical foul. Initiating the contact with an official. So right now we're just on break. We'll get right back to action here, everyone, in just a matter of moments as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Vaughn putting out here, Chinese hockey team in the KHL has one more home hockey game in China for this season. Oh, man. They might want to play that elsewhere, like in another country, if they have that one hockey game. They might want to take that game elsewhere, like in a neutral country or so, just to play. I bet that team has a losing record, though, Vaughn. for hockey. If they're traveling out to Russia to play all their games. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Cole putting out here. He got a video with 2,300 views and like 20 likes. Never thought he would get that much. That is incredible, man. Keep up the good work there. That's awesome. So Virginia gets a quad 1 win, and that helps them out a ton. Number 5 in the nation, and they get a quad 1 win. When is my next Louisville stream? Let me see. I'm not sure yet when the next Cardinal stream will be. I'll see here. I'm going to see when the upcoming schedule is. See if they put anything for ESPN lately. I don't think it's anything this week. I don't think I got the Cardinals this week. Hey, no problem, Dee. She's listening to me call the Duke game while watching Auburn. Works well. Yeah, of course. No problem there. This is why the outlet's here for. Basically, just using it as a radio for anybody else to inform you guys with, like, going on with college basketball. Who won Virginia, Florida State? It was Virginia won that game. So, Virginia won that game earlier today. 61-56 was the final. Let's see, I'm going to bring that up. See Louisville, what they got for their upcoming schedule. I don't believe I have them this week, though. I believe I'm going to have LSU against Alabama tomorrow. Actually, that should be a good game. Both of those teams, well, Alabama's more of a bubble team. They're, like, right now on the bubble. LSU just made it first week in the top 25. Let's see what we got here. Louisville. Let's see what we got. Yeah, not this week against NC State. I know I'm probably going to do that game against well, maybe. I don't know if there's an NBA game going on, but Monday, February 24th, that's probably going to be a definite for me. For Monday, February 24th. They take on Florida State. That game's already scheduled for ESPN for Louisville. So that's going to be a huge game, Monday, February 24th. As far as the upcoming schedule, not sure yet what my days are for the upcoming stuff. I usually don't know my weekend schedule until like a couple of days beforehand or so. I cannot show the game because this channel will get taken down by a copyright strike. This is called play-by-play on the channel only. It's play-by-play only. I do play-by-play for college basketball, March Madness tournament, NBA streams here on the channel. Vaughn putting out here, he is not watching the BBC channel anymore. Yeah, that was unfortunate what BBC did back on Sunday. That's too bad. So right now we're just on break, everybody. Halftime. So we'll get back to the second half in a couple of moments, everyone, as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Scoreboard update, college basketball tonight. Number 25, Rutgers still leading Purdue with the last 4 minutes remaining, 62-56. Number 16, Butler having trouble tonight against Georgetown. Georgetown leading 43-32. Villanova got a win earlier today against St. John's, 79-59. The game I called earlier, Virginia getting the W over Florida State, 61-56. If you're new here to the channel, make sure to hit the like, hit the subs as I call play-by-play basketball action as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. And we're right now at halftime. We'll get back for the second half in a couple moments from now. Scoreboard update, Miami winning against Virginia Tech. Last 3 seconds of the game, Miami is going to come home tonight with a W. Last final seconds of the game, Miami leading 69-61, about to close it out now. Georgia beating Missouri 61-51. Other games going on at this game at halftime, a shocker here. Ole Miss 10-9 overall, 1-5 in the SEC, beating Auburn at halftime. Auburn ranked at number 17, 37-20 is the score of that game. Auburn only got 3 points total through the halfway mark of the first half. Rhode Island got a huge win tonight, 78-64 against George Mason. VCU, big win as well against Richmond, 87-68. Syracuse, a killer there. They lost against Clemson tonight, 71-70. Syracuse was doing so well. Michigan got a good win to get back on track, beating Nebraska 79-68. If they had lost to Nebraska, no way in the world they would be making the tournament if they kept on having bad losses like that. Utah State has a huge game tonight against Wyoming. Utah State still in the at-large conversation, trying to avoid a bad loss against Wyoming with a record of 5-16. Let's see here. Hayden putting out, I should do Illinois against Maryland on the 30th. They're both ranked. Let me see. Let me see what that's on. I only get ESPN. I only get like ESPN and ESPN2. I'm not able to get the Big Ten network. So if that's on the Big Ten network, I'm unfortunately able to get it. I'm gonna check here. That's on Thursday. Oop, I clicked on NBA. Oh, that's weird. It's coming up Maryland. Oh, that's on Fox Sports 1. It's Maryland against, Minnesota against Illinois. Maryland against Iowa. That's the game at 8:30. So it's Maryland against Iowa, but that's on the Big Ten network. Yes, Auburn against Kentucky, 6 p.m. ESPN. Kentucky they have a bunch of ESPN games. So I definitely plan to do a whole lot more Kentucky. Duke is on ESPN like basically every single night, basically. Hey, welcome in Miami Canes all day. Yes, big win there for the Canes tonight. Beat Virginia Tech. So big win there for Miami. That's gonna play spoiler into the March Madness brackets for Virginia Tech, because Virginia Tech was like right at that like at large seeding. I think they were like projected to be either a 10 or 11 or a 12 seed, and that one hurts Virginia Tech tonight. Yeah, it's on Fox Sports 1. That's another channel I don't get is Fox Sports 1, so I only have access to the ESPN stuff where I am. They put like, I'm shocked that that's on Fox Sports 1. Usually they put on like all the Big East stuff. Like that's the network you usually see like a Villanova against DePaul on. Yeah, that would be a lot of winning for Miami to do. If they want to make a run, they basically need to win like all their games starting now, and that's a good one to start off with Virginia Tech. I'm gonna bring up here. Let's see what Miami's got coming up. That's a huge window for Miami still. They're at the very bottom of the ACC, but they'll have to win like every single rest of their game to get there. And it's not really going to help them out that they don't have any good quality opponents coming up, basically, that's ranked. The only thing they got is a game at Florida State. So, yeah, Miami's going to have to beat all these teams. They're at Pittsburgh, against North Carolina State, at Florida State. They need to beat BC. If they lose against Boston College, then they're basically done, no matter what. The only way that they can win is winning the ACC championship. If they lose to any of these teams, if they lose to Georgia Tech or Notre Dame or Boston College or Wake Forest, the four of those teams, they're basically done. They'd have to win the entire ACC tournament to go to the March Madness tournament. It doesn't help them either that, well, the win against Illinois, that's the only thing working in Miami's way, actually. They beat Illinois back in non-conference play, but these losses, Florida not helping them out tonight. They lost to Florida by 20. Florida lost tonight, by the way. So that's not helping them out. UConn at the very bottom of the American. Miami got crushed against UConn earlier in the year. They also lost to Duke twice. Lost to North Carolina by a bunch, but UNC is one of those teams. So yes, you have to, Miami Canes all day you have to do well at the ACC tournament and need to beat these not so good ACC teams to get a better ACC record. Not only do you have to do well at the ACC tournament, in my opinion, you have to win every single game in the ACC tournament to get there to the March Madness tournament. Every single game of the ACC tournament. So going all the way to the final game in Miami will have to win the final. So 11-8 right now for Miami. North Carolina State didn't make it in last year, and they had only, I think they only had 9 losses last year on their resume. They only had 9 losses. Reason why they were left out of the tournament, well, they had the easiest non-conference schedule all of last season. Of all 353 teams, they had the easiest one. How well would North Carolina do next season for basketball? Well, I think they're going to do much better. They just need to recruit way better than they did this past offseason. They relied a whole ton on Cole Anthony, and then your superstar, who's like a top 5 lottery pick, gets hurt, and he's out for like a month and a half, and basically you relied on him, and now it's just a struggle to even like pick up wins. But they did get a win. They did get a win yesterday against NC State. They did get a win over the weekend. So in order for UNC to be in the tournament, now they're going to have to win out. That's the only thing. That's the only way that they can do so. They have to win out, basically, run the table for UNC as well. So they're in the same boat as Miami, which they're in the same boat as Boston College, Wake Forest, and all these teams. For Pittsburgh, it's a little bit easier. Pittsburgh can lose tonight, and then they're going to have to pick up good wins. Same as a team like Syracuse. Syracuse is one of those teams as well that they can afford to lose against a team like a Florida State or a Duke or a Louisville, but then they're going to have to pick up wins against those teams as well if they want to make it into the tournament. So right now we're just at halftime break. No problem, Miami Canes all day. I appreciate it for stopping by, and good luck over on Sportscaster with your stream. Miami Canes all day says semifinals they'll get into the tournament if they have a good record and if they win those games. They're going to have to run like the entire table. ACC has been much weaker this year. So I can see like 4 or 5 teams, and that is it at most. 5 teams going to the NCAA tournament from the ACC. And then other conferences has been great this year. Sneaky good. Like the A10, I can see 3 teams making it from the A10 conference. That conference has been really good towards the top. Dayton is a solid number 1 there for the A10, but also VCU should be number 2. But then it's that group of 3 that's bunched up there that we're trying to determine who is going to be the number 3 seed for the the 3rd team from the tournament for the A10. If it's Rhode Island, if it's Richmond, if it's St. Louis, I would leave Duquesne right now. Duquesne and St. Bonaventure out of the equation for the moment, unless those 2 teams get hot towards the late of the season. But it looks like right now it's between the 3: Rhode Island, St. Louis, and Richmond for that third place in the A10, and possibly a 3rd bid there as well. I see 3 from the A10 now. Right now we're just on break. Duke shooting the basketball 52% from the floor in the first half as they held Pittsburgh to only 38% shooting. That is exactly what they needed to do. They were struggling defensively against Louisville and Clemson the week before for Duke, so that was a problem. Clemson shot the ball 57% back on their game, and that win for Clemson where they won 79-72. Now, Louisville got the W as well, as they outshot Duke in that game, as Louisville shot the basketball at 58% in the first half. They shot the ball 48% from the game in that one as well. But this game, once again, Duke playing defense. If they can play defense like this and get much better, then I'll have a different opinion on them by come March. But my opinion on Duke tonight, still shaky defensively. They just got to put together a really good slate of games here for them defensively. Prove me with 2 or 3 more games that they can stop opponents defensively like they're doing tonight, like they did in their last game as well against Miami, then they're going to be a tough team to beat in the tournament. But right now, I have them probably eliminated in the 2nd round, in my opinion, for Duke. From what I saw during Clemson against Louisville, I'm still not sold on the defense, in my opinion. Hayden putting out here, he thinks Duke is going to get eliminated in the 3rd round because they get eliminated very quick, but last year they didn't. They made it to the Elite 8 last year with all the talent they had. All that talent they had, they should have won a national championship when you have top 3 out of the top 10 draft picks. Awesome, yeah, so DD, definitely, I appreciate that. So start of the 2nd half, updates in the 5s. Yes, I appreciate that. Awesome. Feel free to do that. Alright, so right now we're going to get back to the 2nd half, everybody. 45-34 is the score. Tomorrow I do plan to do, I think, I usually do NBA on Wednesday nights. Wednesday and Friday I usually do NBA. Sometimes Saturday, depending on the Saturday night game. But tomorrow night I was taking a look at the NBA teams for ESPN. Doesn't look like a good game at all. Brooklyn Nets against Detroit Pistons. So tomorrow night I'm actually going to go with college. Haven't seen LSU so far this season. I disagree with their number 22 seeding. I feel like they should be ranked right now around 16, 17, or 18 for LSU. But LSU hosts Alabama. Should be a great game with both of those teams scoring well into the 80s, possibly 90s, even putting 100 points on the board if possible, because those are two of the top 20 offenses in college basketball going at it. Alabama with a number 5 offense right now in college basketball. We're back to action. Duke with the ball. They're up by 11. They have a top of the key. Trey Jones with the ball. Swings it over to the left wing. Into the hands here of Matthew Hurt. Hurt passes it inside. Back over to Hurt once again off the pass from Vernon Carey Jr. Hurt puts up a 3. Hits it. 48-34 the scores. We're back into this one. And he dribbled past the half-court logo. Pittsburgh with the basketball now. Right wing, 3-point perimeter to the hands of Odess Tony. Tony swings it over to the left wing to his teammate now. Pitt has it. Pitt only 2 for 5 from behind the arc. Duke has knocked down 8 3-point shots. They pass it over to Tony once again. Tony at the right baseline. Lost control of the ball. Gets poked out of bounds. Last touch by Trey Jones. So the Pitt Panthers will get it back here with 19-18 left to go in the second half clock. Yes, Duke won the ACC tournament last year. They beat Florida State in the ACC tournament last year. Backdoor cut on the pass. That one goes out of bounds as Pittsburgh had their man right behind the defense to lay it up and in, but the pass a little bit too wide, out of bounds. Duke will get back the ball here. Not a great start for Pittsburgh to start out the second half. They put the ball into the hands of Trey Jones. Jones dribbles past the half-court logo now. 7 turnovers by Pittsburgh, only 5 by Duke so far in this game tonight. They swing it over to the left wing. Trey Jones with the basketball, passing over to the right wing here. Goldwire, entry pass into the lane. The carry ball tipped around, goes back over to Matthew Hurt, though. Hurt puts up the shot, no good off the back iron. Rebound by Pittsburgh. Panthers now with the basketball, dribble past the half-court logo. Swings it over to the left baseline. Dribble drive inside. They put it up and in off the backboard. That counts for 2. 48-36 now the score. Duke with the ball once again, top of the key. If anybody's new here on the channel, drop the like, hit the subs as I call play-by-play of basketball action. Cassius Stanley dribbles now, swings it out to the right wing. Trey Jones, lob pass over to Carey. Carey back outside to Jones, swings it back over to Hurt. Hurt takes the 3, left wing is up, no good. Hits the front rim, couldn't box out, and Vernon Carey Jr. jamming it down right there for the two-handed jam as he gets his own offensive board and put back jam. 50-36, 18-10 left remaining in the second half. Carey's got 15, the leading scorer tonight, close to a double-double, 15 points, 9 rebounds. Pittsburgh with the basketball. They have it at the left baseline, dribble drive, low post, that shot gets blocked inside the paint, and Duke gets back the basketball. Duke swings it back out, right corner, open 3, up in the air, no good, they can't convert to get the offensive rebound though. Hurt, swings it back out to Goldwire, takes a 3, no good, rattled out, rebound Pittsburgh. This game is at Duke, so this game's at Cameron Indoor tonight. Pittsburgh has it, left corner, 3-point perimeter. Duke leads the overall series, by the way, against Pittsburgh. 12 wins to 5 losses. Duke winning the last 4 meetings. As that's a turnover by Duke in the key. Ball goes all the way back to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had it for a moment. Duke gets it right back, though, off the steal on the dribble drive into the lane. Trey Jones lays it up with a left hand with a layup, and he gets fouled as well, so Jones going to go to the free throw line to shoot the and one. He just blew past, I think it was, number 1 for Pittsburgh into the lane. Xavier Johnson got fouled by number 0, Eric Hamilton. And it's 52-36 now the score. 17 minutes, 22 seconds left to go in the second half. First shot, this one is up, this one is good. At the free throw line by Trey Jones. And Pittsburgh gets back to inbounds. Trey Jones, 12 points so far tonight for Duke. Duke looking oh so well tonight in this game. Pittsburgh hanging on earlier, but that contact by their head coach to the official, that is when the game started to get out of hand. Dribble drive, layup with the left hand. Pittsburgh puts it up and in off the backboard. Duke with the basketball, dribbling past the half-court logo. Trey Jones has it. 16:50 left to go on the clock. Jones dribbles to the top of the key. Now moves towards his left for Trey Jones still with the basketball. Bounce pass. Low post here to Carey. Carey at the left elbow. Carey back in his way. Dribble drive inside. Oh, nice pass over to his teammate as they put it up and in off the backboard for 2 by Cassius Stanley. Stanley's been kind of quiet tonight. Haven't seen a lot of scoring from Stanley there, but off the backdoor cut to the hoop, puts it up and in off the backboard. Stanley with 4 tonight. Pittsburgh with the basketball top of the key as we're under 16.5 remaining. They have the ball, right baseline dribble, they go into the lane, puts it up and in off the backboard for 2. Pittsburgh's able to respond though, still trailing down by 15. Duke dribbles past the half-court logo, Trey Jones with the basketball. Puts the ball into the hands of Goldwire, slowing off the offense, and puts it back into Trey Jones' hands. Jones now, standing with the basketball, moving to the top of the key, swings it back out to Stanley. Stanley puts the ball back into the hands of Goldwire, back over to Jones, top of the key, moves it over to the left corner. Stanley, left corner baseline dribble, floats up the shot. This one's up, this one's good. Cassius Stanley has got 6 points. 57-40 now, 15:45 left to go remaining in tonight's game. Pittsburgh going right up the court right there, floating up the shot that goes up and in. Off the backboard, counts for a 2-point shot, and it's 57-42. Man, both of these teams have had the answers. Duke just beautiful passing, nice assist a couple plays ago. Vernon Carey Jr. over to Cassius Stanley, and then Carey, once again, just low post. Stanley got a couple shots, past couple possessions. He's up to 6 points right now. And then Pittsburgh comes back their side of the court and seems to score as well. It's just playing defense here. Pittsburgh can't keep up defensively to Duke now. Duke shooting the ball 52% from the floor as we go on to a break here in the game. 15:40 left to go in the second half. Duke leads 57-42. Big factor tonight, 3-point balls going down by Duke. 8 for 18 from behind the arc, knocking down 8 triples tonight by Duke. And also the rebounding advantage. Duke +4 on the boards at the moment. And tonight, pretty clean basketball. 5 turnovers by Duke, 7 turnovers by Pittsburgh. Scoreboard updates. We'll take a look at in just a moment. Rutgers beating Purdue 68-63. I'll take a look at the NBA actually right now. Some more interest in the Celtics game. Celtics leading the Heat 101-96. Yep, looks like Duke's going to get this game tonight here. 101-96. So Duke in pretty good position right now. It's just... It's tough for Pitt to play defense against this type of offense right now. Wow. Dallas Mavericks are getting crushed tonight against the Phoenix Suns. 97-73. Devin Booker dropping down 28 points tonight for Phoenix. Hey, welcome in, Enver. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. I appreciate it. Right now, we're just on TV timeout. We'll get right back here in a couple minutes, everyone. Gordon Hayward having himself a night. 27 points for the Celtics tonight. Daniel Tice has got a double-double. Wow, 10 points, 11 rebounds. That's awesome there. Jaylen Brown with 25. Kemba with only 15, but he's got 8 assists tonight in this game. And that's a close game, though. Heat, Celtics, 104-98, last minute and 20. Vaughn in the chat right here, he thinks Thailand is going to be affected by the virus, and also they're having a golf tournament on February 20th to February 23rd. Yeah, that's not good. I know a lot of travel in there between like China, Singapore, Japan, a lot of those Asian countries. Yeah, same with Vegas Vix out in Laos. Cause he puts Vegas Vix has his roots back from Laos. Man, it's so sad with the whole virus that's spreading around. Oh, thank you so much for the update there. Didi putting out start of the second half, and Ole Miss leads 42-30 against Auburn. All right, right now we're back here. 15:40 left to go in the second half here as Duke gets the inbound. Duke basketball, they lead by 15. They dribble past the half-court logo. Trey Jones with the basketball now at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Dribble drive to the bucket. Too easy. Oh, he should have had the layup instead. He gets a little bit of teammate help, though, with a two-handed jam by his teammate. That's Cassius Stanley with a putback jam for 2. 59-42 now, 15-20 left to go in the second half. Cassius Stanley has bursted here in the second half for 6 second-half points. Pittsburgh With the ball left corner perimeter, they have it. Looking to pass it here for Pittsburgh, and no, they're going to go dribble drive and a double team underneath the basket. Swings it back outside. Top of the key. Takes a wide open three by Pittsburgh. They miss it though. Offensive rebounds. They get it, but a foul committed before that rebounds. Stops the clock. 15 minutes left to go in the second half. And Cassius Stanley with a big put back a couple minutes ago. So yeah, news from earlier today, Miami, Ohio actually canceled their basketball game tonight because of the whole coronavirus thing, that a student on the college campus got coronavirus. So this is hurting now college sports, and hopefully just doesn't affect like professional sports. That'd be terrible. I'm going to be streaming, I think, LSU versus Alabama tomorrow. Let's see what... Wednesday. Let's see here. I'm going to put up the schedule here. I think that game's over on ESPN Plus. I think there's a really good game tomorrow. It might be that one. It's over on ESPN Plus. It's two, like, top 15 teams. I think it might be... I know it's West Virginia. West Virginia is in that game. Man, there's some good ones tomorrow that's on Fox Sports 1. There's Seton Hall DePaul. I'm going to be doing LSU Alabama tomorrow at 7. Let's see, there was a couple of other ones here, though, that they were really good. I don't know why they put Big 12 games on ESPN Plus. You need like a premium pay-per-view to get that. West Virginia, Texas Tech, that's on ESPN Plus, so that's the game there. West Virginia, Texas Tech. Baylor playing? Oh, they are. Iowa State. Wow, I didn't even notice that. They're playing Iowa State. Oh, that's on ESPNU. Wow. Yeah, so I'm gonna go LSU Alabama tomorrow. Iowa State hasn't been like great this season. Hey, welcome in Zosimo. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. I appreciate it. Right now we're just on a break here in the game. We'll get right back. Duke leading 59-42 to score. The schedule this week's kind of been like weak towards like the weeknights. It's kind of been soft for like the college basketball games. It's like it's not really a lot of like ranked top 25 teams taking on other top 25 teams during like the weeknights. It's been like more this week. It's been like the ranked opponent taking on a team that's usually like on the bubble or so. By the way, Rutgers just beat Purdue 70-63, so big win for Rutgers. Yep, Baylor against TCU at home on Saturday. I feel like the better games come up on the weekend. Georgetown Butler, that game's tied up at 44. And we will get right back over to this game. Looks like the Celtics will beat the Heat tonight for the second time this season. 107-98 to score. Gordon Hayward, 29 points, 9 rebounds. And the Celtics in the last 30 seconds trying to close it out. We're back to action here. Duke with the basketball as they lead 59-42 under 15 minutes remaining. Duke with the ball now, top of the key. And we get a quick foul committed by Pittsburgh on the court on the reach-in. As they commit their third foul right now. Points per 40 minutes by major conference players. Well, Marcus Howard leads that category, averaging 34.6 points per game per 40 minutes played on the court. Miles Powell, Seton Hall right there, right behind him with 29.1. And Luka Garza in between those two with 29.6. Yeah, it seems like the better games have always been on the weekends lately. These weeknight games are kind of struggling. It's like a top 25 opponent versus like an unranked opponent. I feel like the better games are going to happen in February. I was looking at the schedule. Louisville against Florida State. Florida State against Duke. There's some really good games coming up in the next couple weeks. Duke with the basketball, dribble drive inside. They lose control of it and it goes out of bounds. Pittsburgh gets it back. But yeah, these games aren't really like the stronger ones for the channel. Like a Duke versus a Wake Forest or something like that. I think Kentucky takes on Mississippi State like coming up. I think that game, they haven't decided the network. I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be on ESPN. So if it's on ESPN, then that's the best game. I do plan to cover it. I think that's on like a Tuesday night. Left baseline dribble for Pittsburgh, and that ball gets poked out of bounds. Last touch by the Panthers, they turned it over. So 14 minutes left to go in the second half. Duke will get the basketball back. This game going on a little bit slower now. A couple of turnovers here or there. Second half started out as pretty hot shooting by these two teams from the court to start out the second half. But yeah, the more I realize it this season, it seems like top 25 games just constantly have been on the weekend on like a Saturday. It's been constant, like Duke against Kansas, Louisville against Duke, Kentucky against Texas Tech last week. It seems like everything, Kentucky, Louisville, those games have constantly been on like a Saturday. Jordan Goldwire passes over to Matthew Hurt, takes a three, no good off the mark. An offensive rebound, though, by Vernon Carey. Puts up the shot. Carey gets fouled with a left-handed layup, and he'll shoot two at the free throw line. Yeah, that's going to be a great game. Louisville against Florida State in February. Let's see, I'm interested here what the college basketball schedule is coming up. Like, upcoming weeks or so, what that schedule is. Just going to take a look at that when I do have a moment. First shot, Vernon Carey at the free throw line coming up. First shot's up. First shot's good. 60-42 to score. He'll have a second opportunity here in just a moment. This shot is up. This shot is good as earned. Actually, no, it's rebound by Pittsburgh there. Pittsburgh going dribble drive, low post. They put up the shot. It's up and through. 60-44 to score right now. So, yeah, off the back iron miss for a second. Thought that went in. Man, just tearing it up. There's number 5 for Pittsburgh. Oh, that's Tony with a jam. Tony at the free throw line. This shot's up. This shot's good. 15-point lead now. Duke with the basketball as they'll dribble past the half-court logo with Trey Jones. Jones now at the left wing of the perimeter, puts the ball into the hands of Goldwire. Goldwire swings at top of the key, back over to Goldwire. Lob pass here to Carey. Carey gets behind the defense, puts it up and in off the backboard. That one counts for 2. 62-45, 13-15 remaining in the second half. Off the bucket right there by Vernon Carey Jr. Pitt with the basketball. They have a right wing perimeter with a junior. Ryan Murphy passes over to the right corner now for Pitt. Celtics just beat the Heat. 109-101 was the final, so that's the final score of that game. Right baseline. Swings it back out to the left corner. Pitt takes a three. No good. Air ball to get the offensive rebound, and Pitt gets fouled in the low post, so the Panthers will shoot 2 coming up here at the free throw line with 13 minutes set on the clock. So yeah, let's see what we got next week for college basketball. Oh, it's not that great. We still continue. The ranked against the unranked. Ranked against bubble, basically. Florida State against UNC next week on a Monday. And then Kansas versus Texas. First shot. This one is up. This one is good by Pittsburgh. They're at the free throw line. They'll have a second opportunity coming up in just a moment. Duke against BC. That's going to be the game on ESPN. They're going to put Duke against BC. I bet they were planning to do Ohio State against Michigan, but both of those teams are just totally collapsed. Second shot. That one is up. That one is good at the free throw line by Pittsburgh. 62-47 is the score. Oh, good. Kentucky against Mississippi State. That game, I'm just looking at the schedule right now. Next Tuesday, or is that next Tuesday or Wednesday here? That's next Tuesday, the 4th. They take on. So Tuesday the 4th, Kentucky hosting Mississippi State. They just put that for the network. It is on ESPN. So that is good there. So awesome. I'll be able to cover that game hopefully for you guys. That's a missed 3-point shot by Duke at the left corner. Rebounds by Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh with the basketball. Looking to pass it off, and they do. They swing it over to the top of the key into the hands of Xavier Johnson. Johnson now with the ball with 12:20 left remaining. Johnson dribbles towards his right, makes his move inside, passes back outside, the right corner 3. Pittsburgh takes it, they hit it. Trailing by 12 right now, 62-50 the score as we approach that 12-minute mark remaining here in the game. Duke with the ball. They dribble past the half-court logo. Trey Jones with the basketball. Oh, that's Tony. He's got 18 points tonight, by the way, for Pittsburgh. 2 for 3 from downtown. Swings it back over to Goldwire. Goldwire left wing perimeter. Back over to Trey Jones. Back to the right wing here, Jack White with the basketball. Back on the top, Trey Jones feeds it inside. Low post, Vernon Carey Jr. getting behind the defense with a two-handed jam. That's the total mismatch in tonight's game. Carey they pass it right to him in the low post, and he slams it down for 2. I've seen that on multiple occasions tonight. Carey's got a double-double, 20 points, 10 rebounds. Pittsburgh with the ball. Oh, nice pass right there, right baseline, the left. And they jam it down for the two-handed slam. 64-52. Yeah, no problem. No problem. I constantly lose track of the days of my schedule, too. I constantly lose, track of a bunch of days here. Whether it's a Tuesday or a Wednesday, it just seems like just another day, basically. Left baseline. Duke with the basketball, moving it around the perimeter. Pass here, right wing 3. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound, Pittsburgh. Under 11 minutes remaining. Pittsburgh trailing by 12. They have it top of the key. Dribbling now to the right wing into the hands of Trey McGowens. McGowens takes a 3. This one is up. Lots of hang time on that shot. No good. Hit the front rim. Rebound, Duke. Duke with the ball. 10:40 remaining. Duke dribbles past the half-court logo. And we got a timeout taken here. Coach K will take a timeout. 10:39 remaining in this game tonight. And Duke with a 12-point lead. Oh, wow. Yeah, I was looking at Kentucky's schedule. I was like, yeah, that's going to be a great game. So Kentucky against LSU, that's on February 18th. Awesome. That's a weeknight, too. That should definitely be on ESPN. Let's see. So that's the 18th. Right now we're just on break. That's a Tuesday night. Cool. Tuesday night, the 18th. And that is 9 o'clock, too. They haven't made a note of the network yet. I bet you it's going to be ESPN. I bet you it will be ESPN for the network, but that will be a great matchup, Kentucky against LSU. Who do I think will win? Win for the tournament? In my opinion, it's just so wide open who will win for the tournament. If I had to pick a team, I would go with Michigan State, in my opinion. I would go with Michigan State, even though they don't have Joshua Langford. I feel for Cassius Winston, the loss of Cassius Winston's brother right at the beginning of the season. I still like Michigan State to go really far in the tournament. They've had a couple of dud games here this season. They got crushed by 29 at Purdue, but still, even though they got crushed by 29 at Purdue, it's still it's called a bad loss. I mean, that's the only thing that I saw in it. You have that type of loss like once a season at least. That's what Michigan State did. They also lost against Indiana, a team that they haven't beat, and they didn't beat them at all last year, and they won the Big Ten title. So I still like Michigan State. I really do like Seton Hall to go far too. I would put Seton Hall in my Final Four. I like Dayton there to go into my Final Four as well if they keep this up. Still a long way to March Madness. Everything could change, barring injuries, stuff like that. The thing you have to watch out for, though, is that whoever's that team that's hot. Last year was Oregon. You can get some random team here that's not even on the radar from anybody right now out of the Pac-12 and just turn on the Jets last month and a half, come out of nowhere, get an 11 or 12 seed in the tournament, and take it all the way to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8. A couple of teams have that potential, too. I would say Washington is the most sneakiest team that has that potential. I honestly predicted Washington to be a top 25 team. I think they're 2-7 in the conference in the Pac-12. They took Oregon all the way to overtime and lost in a game-winning 3-point shot by Peyton Pritchard of Oregon. That Washington team, if they can somehow sneak into the tournament, that could be interesting there. If they go red hot rest of the season, go on what Oregon did last year and go on a 12-game winning streak. But right now I think they're 12-8 their record or so. They're not looking good. I think they're 2-7 in the Pac-12. Hey, welcome in here to Coach Plays. I appreciate it, Coach. Thanks so much for stopping by, brother, on the channel right now. 64-52 the score. Rutgers beat Purdue tonight. Close game in between Butler and Georgetown. Let's see what we got there for a score. It's Butler leading 54-49. 64-52 the score right now. 10:20 left to go in the second half, and Duke has the basketball at the right corner perimeter. Dribbling now, they take a deep two. This one is up. No good off the back iron. Battle for the rebound. Offensive board goes to Carey. Swings it back out wide. Top of the key with the basketball for Duke. They take a left corner jumper off the pass right there from the top of the key to the left corner. They hit it for two. 66-52. that's another game right there. Wichita State against Tulsa. Tulsa is one of those low-key teams that nobody had on their radar, and they're exceeding expectations big time this season. They're right up at the top of the American. They lead the American Conference right now in the standings. Pittsburgh, dribble drive. Into the lane, floats up the shot. No good off the back iron, but they got fouled, so 2 free throws coming after the line. Dede with a score update. Ole Miss up by 7 now against Auburn. That game is getting closer, 50-43. I appreciate it with the update. 66-52 now. 2 shots coming up. Carey tonight, double-double, 22 points, 11 rebounds for Duke. Shot number 1, it's up, it's good. Puts it to a 13-point lead by Duke. Yeah, there's that American Conference. That's a tough conference to get a read on this season. I've got Memphis not making the tournament. I don't think Memphis will make the tournament at all. Second shot, that one's up and through. 66-54. 9:40 left to go. Another team that is in danger of missing out will be Michigan. Michigan and Ohio State right now. Those 2 teams are right now on the bubble. Duke with the basketball. Jordan Goldwire has it, and he travels with it. 9:30 remaining. And Pittsburgh down by 12 has a chance to cut the deficit to single digits with a 3-point shot. Yeah, definitely Vegas Fix. They crushed Memphis by 40 points, so definitely don't sleep on Tulsa for sure. I don't even know like when Tulsa was last in the NCAA tournament. It might have been like back in like the mid-2010s, but I can't even remember when the last time Tulsa was in the tournament. Pittsburgh gets the pass right there underneath the basket. They put it up and in off the backboard for 2. 66-56 the score as we approach the 9-minute mark remaining. Duke with the ball now, dribbles past the half-court logo, puts the ball into the hands of Goldwire. Goldwire top of the key. Goldwire bounce pass left wing to Trey Jones. Jones now with the basketball. Moves towards the top of the key as he is double teamed. Swings it back out to his teammate. That's Matthew Hurt, who passes over to the right wing. They take a 3 by Goldwire. It's up, no good. Rebounded by Pittsburgh. They're going to say, yep, Pittsburgh rebound as Matthew Hurt commits the rebounding foul. Yes, Vaughn remembers that. I remember people were asking me in the chat, do you think that Ohio State could win the national title in basketball and football? They look like serious national title contenders for Ohio State. They destroyed North Carolina when I covered them on the stream. And then they beat Kentucky. And I think they finished non-conference play going like 11-1. And then I was like, whoa, this Ohio State team right now, they're top 5 in the nation. This team looks legit. And then, like, what happened to them? Like, what in the world happened to Ohio State? They just, when Big Ten conference play started, just completely, like, fell face flat down on the earth. Pittsburgh will inbound. They trail by 10, 66-56. I bet you one of these teams, a 5-seed or a 6-seed right now, will miss out in the tournament this season because they just have a rough second half to the season. They'll be that type of seed, 5, 6, or 7 most likely. Pittsburgh with the basketball dribbling towards the right, and that's going to be a reach and foul picked up by Duke. 8:24 left to go on the clock. Teams in danger are missing the tournament though: Michigan, Memphis, Ohio State. And then there's teams that's rising hot right now: Rhode Island, Tulsa. Syracuse was doing good until today. If Syracuse can beat a couple of those top teams in the ACC, that should be able to get them into the tournament. They weren't even supposed to make the tournament this year. This was a very hard rebuild that Syracuse was supposed to go through this season with a rebuild, and they are getting things done this year with their 2 top scorers. Buddy Boeheim, Jim Boeheim's grandson, on the team as a sophomore, and then Elijah Hughes for the Syracuse Orange. Duke with the ball is they're up by 10 here. 7:55 remaining. Open 3 left corner. Goldwire misses it. Ball tipped around and rebound by Pitt. The Panthers here with the basketball. Dribbles past the half-court logo. They have it at the top of the key, calling the offense into the hands of Xavier Johnson. Xavier Johnson with the basketball. They have it at the right wing. Dribble drive. Free throw circle. Passes over to the left wing of the perimeter now for Pittsburgh. With the ball, this thing just froze up, trying to get it right back to here it is. Pittsburgh taking a 3, and they knock it down. They hit the triple. 66-59 to score. Duke with 7:20 left to go on the clock. They have it. Cassius Stanley with the ball, looking to pass it. Does. Entry pass into the lane. Over to Carey. Swings it back out. Inside, low post. Goldwire back over to Carey. Carey, left baseline dribble with the basketball. Now back behind the three-point arc. Back pass by Carey. Going the other way. 2-on-1 fast break. Pittsburgh going into the lane. Jamming it down. This is an entirely different game here, folks. 66-61. Where in the world did they come from? Hit that like, hit the sub here as I call play-by-play of basketball. Oh my goodness, here comes Pittsburgh. Timeout on the court by Coach K. Unreal. This team did not look like they were in the game at all. They just come out of nowhere right now. This is a whole new ball game, folks. So right now we're just on a break. We'll get right back in the stream in a couple moments. Here comes Pitt. Hey, welcome to the channel, Jason. He puts 1K, says Duke doesn't make it past the second round in the tournament. I've yet to form my opinion about that, but right now, if I was asked that question probably 5 days ago, I would say Duke would probably get out in the second round most likely from what their performances were like against Louisville and Clemson playing defense. But now it's just that game against Miami, it might have been an outlier because here does come Pitt. We'll see how the rest of this game goes here. I still have to take a look some more Duke games, but once again, you have to play 40 minutes of basketball with defense here, and that is something they did do in the first half, holding Pitt to 38% shooting in the first half. The second half total has crept up now to 46%. You got to play defense. That was just a bad pass that was stolen. That was Carey who passed the basketball was stolen. Duke had turned over the basketball 5 times in the first half. Now in the second half, they turned it over 4 times. Right now, we're just on break. I appreciate Jason. Thanks so much for stopping by here on the stream. Vegas Vic's pointing out Kansas plays TCU on February 8th. That's going to be a huge game, actually, because TCU is right on the bubble as well. TCU had a win against Texas Tech. Texas Tech is in trouble, too. Texas Tech fell down big time. They went from being like a number 5 or number 6 seed all the way back to like a 10 or 11. So just like a simple loss in overtime to number 15 Kentucky dropped Texas Tech out of the standings at number 18. And it dropped them back like a bunch of seed lines. Landon hopes Duke gets the L in this one, thinks that Kentucky's better than them. Yes, in my opinion, if you talk about overall progress this season, I don't see the progress made by Duke this year. I don't think that they have that punch that Kentucky is finding there defensively, that Kentucky is efficient scoring-wise, too. That they've been able to put points on the board, that they're efficient defensively. This Duke team is just constantly one player. It's Carey. Most of these games that I call, it's basically Vernon Carey Jr. doing all the damage. And the last game against Miami, they were having 3-point shots falling down left and right, but Matthew Hurt, once again, if you rely on Matthew Hurt in the tournament, it's not gonna rely on much here. If he has games like this tonight, another struggle. 2 for 6 shooting, 5 points. That is it by Hurt tonight. In this game, it's all Carey. Double-double tonight by Vernon Carey Jr. 22 points, 11 rebounds. For Pittsburgh, D's Tony having himself a huge game. 10 for 17 from the floor. He's got himself 25 points. We're back to action. 16-4 run now by Pitt. Totally different game here. In this one, Duke takes the shot. This one is up. This one is good. That silences it. Duke had not had a bucket last 3.5 minutes. They finally did with that shot. 68-61. 6:25 remaining, everybody. Make sure to hit the like, hit the sub as I call play-by-play basketball action here on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Pittsburgh with the ball. Oh, a nice backdoor cut going inside, and Duke tried to get the block, but Pittsburgh too fast right there as they slam it down into the lane for 2. 5-point game as we approach the 6-minute mark remaining. Duke with the basketball, top of the key, Trey Jones. As he dribbles that ball, swings it over now into the hands of Carey. Handoff back to Jones. Jones under 6 remaining. Dribbles now right baseline, fade away. Jones up, and it's good as Trey Jones gets fouled on the shot. That was a tough shot that he made. 70-63 the score. That's going to be a huge game on February 10th. Duke against Florida State. Florida State had an off night, came against the number 1 defense in college basketball. They're going to take away these points? Oh, they're going to... What? I thought he was fouled before the bucket. They're going to take away the 2 points, 68-63. Still the score is Duke was fouled before the shot went in, and they're going to say inbound, and Pittsburgh steals away the inbounds here. Pittsburgh with the basketball, 5:45 left remaining, takes it past the half-court logo. They have it now into the hands of number 1, Xavier Johnson. Xavier Johnson with the basketball, guarded by Trey Jones. Johnson, dribble drive into the lane, takes up the jumper. This one is up, rolls around the rim, no good. Rebound, Duke. Duke with 5.5 left to go. They take the basketball past the half-court logo. Duke has it now into the hands of Jordan Goldwire, left wing perimeter, 5:20 left to go. Goldwire, top of the key, passes this one off to Jack White. Jack White with the basketball, slings it back over to the left wing, into the hands of Trey Jones. Jones now with the ball, looking to pass it. Lob pass over to the left elbow. Back over to Carey. Carey passes back over to Goldwire, takes a 3, top of the key off the mark. Offensive rebound, though, Jack White. Low post as he is swung around. Jack White gets fouled, and he will shoot 2. All right. Yes, yeah, he was in a shooting motion. So 5:06 left to go on the clock. And Jack White, yeah, he was swung around right there with the basketball on the key. Couple players checking in and out of the game. Non-shooting foul, though, so they say. So they say Duke will inbound it instead. So it's before the shot once again. 5-point game, 5 minutes left to go. Indeed, different ball game right now. Trey Jones with the basketball under 5 left to go. Pass it over to Carey. Carey doing most of the damage tonight. Jumper, no good. Rebound, Pitt. Pitt here with the ball. They put the ball into the hands of number 24, Ryan Murphy. Dribbles down the right wing of the perimeter with the Coach K court logo. Handoff to Trey McGowan. McGowan's here with the basketball. Hands this one off into the hands of Tony. Tony doing so much damage tonight for Pittsburgh. They have it now at the right wing perimeter. Making their move inside with Murphy. Murphy bounce pass. Top of the key for Pittsburgh. They have it into the hands of Colabelli. Colabelli puts this one up. With that shot, it goes up and it goes in for 2. 68-65 the score. What a game here, guys. Make sure to drop the like, hit the subs. Duke was up in this game. Massive, massive lead. I think they were up by like 20 points, and they had blown it. They're almost blown it right now. 68-65, 4:14 left to go. Duke at the ball with the left baseline, and that gets poked out of bounds. Last touch by Pitt. Hey, welcome back, Sports Drama here. Man, Sports Drama is a huge Duke fan, dude. Man, this is a killer for you, brother. Duke will go to the free throw line, shoot some shots. 68-65. They're in the bonus 1-1 here with Matthew Hurt. Matthew Hurt having just like a dud game right now tonight. Only 5 points from the floor. First shot, 1-1. Gets it for Matthew Hurt. 4-point ball game. Man. Duke just came out on fire to start out the second half. And then the second part of the second half, totally different. 4:14 left remaining. 69-65 the score. Second shot by Matthew Hurt. It's up, and it's good. Yeah, a lot of those top 25 games, it all happens, like, basically the majority of those games are all in February. 70-65, 4:10 left to go in the second half. Pittsburgh with the basketball. What a game. What a game here. I remember Mercer. Too. They pass it over to the left corner. Baseline dribble here. Low post. Puts up the shot. Too strong off the backboard. No good. And the ball gets tipped out of bounds. Last touch, they're going to say. I think it's going to be a last touch by Pittsburgh, I believe. So 70-65 the score. DD with the score update. I appreciate it. 5 minutes left there. Ole Miss leading Auburn 63-56. Wow. So that would be a huge upset. If Auburn's able... Ole Miss is able to hold on to that game against Auburn. That would be a huge upset. Landon putting out, why does Duke have the 7-1 odds to win the national championship? I have no clue. This Duke team is nowhere as close to being as talented as last season's teams. And the teams even before that. Like, this whole scoring tonight's by Carey. Once again, without Vernon Carey Jr., I mean, they have Trey Jones. Trey Jones, though, has gotten hot a couple of games. But, I mean, they have to find the scoring with other players here. And there's been zero answers. Whereas, like, other teams are deep in their scoring department. And this has been a problem. Matthew Hurt only scoring 7 tonight. That's a huge problem right now for Duke. They need all around of the board. Cassius Stanley not delivering tonight for Duke either. 0 for 3 from behind the arc. 3:58 left to go. I'll put that in the chat for you guys as well. So we got 3:58 left remaining in this game here as we welcome you guys. Crazy. So yeah, Auburn was down. They were getting destroyed by Ole Miss early on in that game. Right now we're just on a stoppage in time here on a break. Scoreboard update, Butler and Georgetown tied up at 60. Last 4.5 left to go in that game. Auburn trailing Ole Miss 63-58. Man, it's been an interesting night of college basketball, that's for sure. Florida losing their game against Mississippi State. That's a killer for Florida as they're in the bubble. I called Florida State earlier on. If you guys are new to the channel, spike the like, hit the thumbs up, hit the sub as I call play-by-play of basketball action here as we're on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. So, yeah, Mercer beat Duke. I remember that game. I was a junior in high school, and I remember that game in the tournament. Lehigh against Duke. I was trying to figure out what other upsets we had there for, like, top-seeded teams. Georgia State against Baylor. I remember that one. Kevin Ware with a comeback. Kevin Ware played at Louisville. Had a terrible injury where he tore his ACL, the most disgusting injury I've ever seen in the history of sports, with Kevin Ware going down for the Cardinals. And then he comes back 2 years later, transfers over to Georgia State, and they beat Baylor as a 14-3 game. I think it was back in the 2015 tournament. Missouri was a 2 seed. They lost to Norfolk State. I remember that. Man, there's been a crazy amount of upsets. 70-65 to score, of course. Nobody can forget UMBC versus Virginia. Gonzaga is 8-1 odds to win the national title game. Vaughn puts here. I'm still not sold on Gonzaga because of their lack of strength of schedule for the rest of the season. Hey, welcome in, Daniel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Yeah, that was a terrible injury. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was a broken leg injury. It was awful seeing that injury. I was a junior in high school at the time. 70-65 Pittsburgh with the basketball. 3:55 left to go. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the subs. Let's see if we can get to 24 likes tonight here to do it for Kobe tonight on the stream. Pittsburgh with the basketball. Top of the key. Makes their move at the right elbow. They float it back to the top of the key with the basketball. Dribble drive inside now with Audez Tony. Tony puts up the shot. High off the backboard. No good. Rebounded by Carey Jr. of Duke. Duke with the ball now. Duke dribbles past the half-court logo. 3:30 left to go. Into the hands of Cassius Stanley. Stanley dribbles towards the right wing. Now it's Trey Jones. Trey Jones with the basketball. Jones has it now. Puts it into the hands of Carey. Carey, low post, puts up the right baseline jumper. That's a helper for Duke. Up and in right there at the right baseline. It's good for 2. Vernon Carey Jr. having a monster night. He's got 24 points, 10 rebounds. Pittsburgh with the ball, dribble drive, spin move into the key, thinking about putting up the shot. They do. It's up. They floated up right there. They're going to count it or no? I don't think so. They're not going to count the bucket. They say foul before the shot rolled in. And it stops the clock with 3 minutes left to go. I appreciate it, Jason. Thanks so much for being a part here on the channel. Indeed, everything resets in March. Anything could happen. Watch out for that team right now that's not even on the radar that could go ahead and win like 12 straight games from here on out until March and they make the tournament. That was Oregon last year. Oregon was nowhere even close to the end of January to making the tournament. And they go on like an 11-game winning streak, win the Pac-12 title and make it in. They made it to the Sweet 16. Both of the shots missed free throws at the line. Both of the shots missed free throws at the free throw line. Rebound by Duke. Duke has it. 2:50 left to go on the clock. 7-point lead by the Blue Devils. If you're new to the channel, drop the like, hit the subs here as I call play-by-play basketball on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Duke has it, right wing perimeter. Swings it back out on top. Jack White passes over to Stanley. Stanley with the basketball. 8 on the shot clock, 2:40 left to go. They pass it top of the key. Trey Jones back over to Stanley. Deep 3. Cassius Stanley. Oh, he gets it. He's money. Cassius Stanley hits the 3-point shots. Back to a 10-point game just like that. 2:25 remaining. Pittsburgh with the basketball. They have it at the left wing perimeter. Making their move inside in the dribble drive. Puts it up. And oh, what a block right there by Jack White of Duke. And Duke gets the ball back on the block. Duke takes it past the half-court logo. Trey Jones slowing down tempo. 2:05 left to go in tonight's game. Trey Jones at the Coach K court logo. 5 blocks tonight by Duke. Jones still with the basketball, dribbling at the right wing of the three-point perimeter. Lobs it over, swings it back over here to the left corner into the hands of Jack White. Jack White, left baseline dribble. Dishes this one back out to the right corner. Open three. Duke takes it. No good off the mark. Battle for the rebound. Pittsburgh gets it. Pitt with the basketball now. 1:45 remaining. Full court pass right ahead of the pack right here. Pitt loses control of the basketball. Wide open underneath the net. With a defender jumping right in the face at the last moment. Pitt loses control and they step out of bounds with the ball. With 1:43 remaining. That will definitely be a good game. Oregon against Stanford on Saturday. Stanford has shockingly been really great this season. Stanford, I'm shocked. I'm shocked they're not in the top 25. I'm shocked USC. USC's got like a... I think they got only 4 losses, but it was Stanford. I think it was Stanford. Stanford should be in the top 25, but they had lost over the weekends. It was the California they lost against by like a bucket. I think Arizona too. I think Arizona is much undervalued. They're not even in the top 25. They lost at the buzzer against Arizona State. That's one of the conferences that's going to be an interesting conference. I feel like they're going to get way more bids than what people are projecting right now with the Pac-12. Like, Washington hasn't put everything together. I feel like that could be the sleeper. I feel like Washington could be this season's Oregon and just piece it all together in February and go on like a 11 or 12 game winning streak. They've got the talent there. They've got Isaiah Stewart, Naz Carter, Jaden McDaniels. They just haven't been able to piece things together. That team is just super duper athletic. Just a freaky good team. They just can't put together the victories. Yeah, so Jason putting here, UMBC first 16 seed to beat a 1 seed Virginia. That was definitely a crazy tournament back in 2018. You honestly never know for sure. Welcome back on the channel, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, you honestly never know what could happen in the tournament. Colgate was playing Tennessee really close last year in the first rounds. But that was the first ever number 1 seed that lost. 7-0 run by Duke here. 1:43 left remaining. Make sure to hit the like, hit the thumbs up, as well as I call play-by-play of basketball action. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Yep, so all you have to do is win your conference. That gets you an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. The hardest ones to point out for are the ones like a team like Liberty. Like, what happens with Liberty in their conference? If Liberty goes all the way to the conference final and loses, and finishes the season with a record of, say, 28-2, like, do they get a bid or not? That's the toughest part there, because those are the conferences there, because Liberty has legit played no one. They have legit played no one. Their first loss was against LSU. They haven't played anybody good. They have so many just quad 4 victories. It's crazy. They don't have any good victories in there. So that's the thing. Like a team like Northern Iowa that has like a record I think of 16-3, or a team like Vermont. Vermont doesn't have that many losses either. Like what do you do if they lose and somebody else puts them in? That's the thing. They're not going to put Vermont in. That's for sure. They're going to go to the MIT if they lose in their America East Conference final. Yeah, so I think Stanford should be in the top 25. I think LSU should have been put much higher in the list. In the seeding, not at 22. I thought that they should be like a 16 or 17 or 18. Wow, thanks so much for the update there. Ole Miss against Auburn. That game is tied up with 1.5 minutes left to go. Tied up at 64. I appreciate DD with the update. 75-65. 1:43 left to go on the clock. There's going to be an inbound in just a moment here. Refs are sorting this out on the court right now. What it's going to be. You have to sort everything out right now on the court. But taking a look back at early in this game, Jeff Capel, the head coach of Pittsburgh, having a contact with an official, receiving a flagrant foul for that. That is a big problem in this game for Pittsburgh. And most likely the reason why they will lose this game tonight is the contact with the official by Jeff Capel. Duke gets the inbound. This one is dangerous. They need to get it past the 10-second timeline. They do. They put the ball now at the right wing of the perimeter. Trey Jones with the basketball. 1:30 left to go on the clock. They pass it into the lane. Floater over the top of the alley-oop jam. Going down right there by Vernon Carey Jr. for 2. 77-65 the score. Landon puts out here, watch out for St. Mary's to beat Gonzaga. I have that one too. I have that one on my radar too. Jordan Ford is dangerous. I think he's like top 10 in the nation right now in college basketball in points scored per game. But that team is dangerous with St. Mary's. That's another sneaky good team that's undervalued right now that I think could do damage in the tournament. Right baseline floater. Pittsburgh misses it. Duke gets the rebound with 56 seconds remaining. And Pittsburgh commits a foul here, so Duke will go to the free throw line. Thoughts on DK Metcalf? Man, an incredible season for DK Metcalf for sure, Daniel. He was awesome this year for the Seahawks. The Patriots just completely missed out on the wide receiver type just like that because they picked up N'Keal Harry. But DK Metcalf, if he keeps this up, he's going to have one just incredible season. He's going to be a Pro Bowler, I feel like, in a couple seasons if he keeps up what he's doing for the Seahawks. 77-65 now the score. Yep, that's the total difference between last year's Duke team and this team's year. You go all the way, Zion, RJ, and Cam, all the way to the Elite Eight. Couldn't get past Michigan State. First shot's up, first shot's good. And this Duke team is just not as talented as what I saw last year in the court. That shot is good as well, but a lot of these teams aren't as talented as what they were last season. 50 seconds left to go remaining in the game. Pittsburgh with the basketball. They have it at the left wing. By the way, this Pittsburgh team is a really great hope for the future. In the starting lineup, 3 sophomores, a freshman, and 1 senior. The top scorers of this team, by the way, are basically the sophomores in the starting 5. Those are the top scorers, the 1 freshman and the 3 sophomores. The senior has the least amount of points out of anybody in the starting 5. So this team has got a whole lot more potential coming up if they do stay with their university in the future. Same as Syracuse. Syracuse in the rebuilding year, that team can make the tournament. A lot of those players are underclassmen, so watch out next year for Syracuse to be back. Wow, thank you guys so much for the update. 66 tie there with 26.2 seconds left remaining with Auburn against Ole Miss. Wow, Ole Miss was cruising over Auburn early on, and now that game is just totally changed. Hey, thanks so much, Landon, for stopping by in the stream. I appreciate it, as he has got school tomorrow. Good luck in school, and thank you so much for being a part here. Audis Tony, what a game. 27 points tonight by Tony. That is a career high for him for Pittsburgh tonight. 79-67 to score. 37 seconds remaining. And Duke will inbound the basketball up by 12 points. As they do. They take it past the half-court logo. Duke still dribbling. Pittsburgh not falling here. 8-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Looks like this one will be done. Got the last 20 seconds remaining. Hey, thank you so much, Jason, for stopping by here. Came in late, no problem, man. And he'll slap that bell so he's notified. Yeah, I call play-by-play. I do a mix of all different teams here on the channel. College basketball, March Madness tournament, NBA playoffs all on the channel. So I mix it up with a bunch of different teams here on the channel. Preference goes out to ranked top 25 teams for sure. So feel free to join me back whenever. I appreciate it. Yes, I'll get to that comment. Landon putting out here, Kentucky is going to be a player in the tournament if they get consistent. Watch out, college basketball. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Kentucky has been progressing. I see like a lot there. It's just the only thing that's stopping me from putting Kentucky to have a deep run into the Final Four. The only problem with that is just the consistency. That's the only problem there. Is basically the consistency for Kentucky. If they keep it up, just keep on getting good quality victories, they're looking like a deep run for me in the tournament. But if they're gonna have bad losses in there, that's the problem. If they're gonna have bad losses, that's the only thing holding me back. That loss against South Carolina, that was very weird. But I see a lot of good things coming up for Kentucky, and they've got pretty much solid packed with the scoring distribution inside their starting 5. Whereas this Duke team right here, they have constant off nights. They were able to get a good one tonight though from Vernon Carey Jr. though, as this game has just gone final. So thank you guys so much for joining me on the stream right now. 79-67 is the final of this one. Before I sign off, make sure to drop that like, hit that sub as well if you guys really enjoy what I do. I call play-by-play basketball action here, college basketball, NBA, March Madness tournament, all on the channel on Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. You guys were awesome tonight here. So this has been a wrap here. Thank you guys so much. Hey, thanks so much, Michael Alcon, for stopping by. You're awesome, man. I appreciate it. Micah, welcome on the channel once again. Can't wait to get revenge on Auburn. He puts on Saturday because of what they did to Kentucky in the Elite Eight. Going to be a massive game on Saturday with those two teams. And Creighton against Villanova on Saturday. Yeah, that game's, I think, oh no, that's the Seton Hall game. Seton Hall game's at 11 o'clock. That game is at 11 o'clock. But yeah, a lot of good games as well over the weekend. And definitely for Kentucky, their big man, Nick Richards. He is huge. He is clutch there. That is huge for Nick Richards to stay healthy for sure if they want to make a deep run in the tournament. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. I appreciate it here on the channel. And Vegas Vix feels like Creighton shouldn't be slept on. That's another one there. They don't have like the strongest like conference record right now, but we still got like a whole like month and a half or so until Selection Sunday. So that's a team for sure to watch out for the tournament, the Creighton Blue Jays. This one is a wrap. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night, everybody. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube. Signing off here. Duke getting the W. And have a nice night, everyone. 79-67 the finals. This is Behind the Arc Basketball on YouTube.